Hey guys, welcome back to the Laughable Tech channel. Today we're going to see if we can run the PS4 Pro and the Nintendo Switch on the Samsung's 49-inch Super Ultra-Wide monitor. This is the Samsung's CHG90 Ultra-Wide monitor. It spreads 49 inches and it has a 21:9 aspect ratio. With this type of ratio, it seems very wide. Because of this large aspect ratio, we might see black bars on the side, or maybe top and bottom when we play the PS4 or the Switch. For what I think is that for the PS4, it might be able to take the entire screen as it can support 4K and it should be able to stretch the display over the entire screen. Whereas the Switch can only display 1080p, so I think it might have the black bars on the both sides, left and right. So let's test it and see if that's the case. The monitor has a very large aspect ratio, which is 32:9, which is super ultra wide for a normal standard monitor. A normal standard ultra wide monitor is 21:9, so this is very wide. It's got a resolution of 3840 by 1080, which hopefully this 4K will be able to support and maybe be able to stretch it all the way to the screen, because this is a PS4 Pro which supports 4K video. So let's start it up and see how it goes. As you can see, it seems like it utilized the entire screen, so it looks very nice. It does look super stretched. So if you check the settings here, I don't think it has the 4K option as it is 1080p. So I believe it would be oh wow, so it would support up to 2160p. So it is possible to outcap 4K video. Today we're going to demonstrate if we can play games. Right now it does look super stretched, so it does look a little bit blurry to the eyes or a little bit dizzy to the eyes. To demonstrate, we're going to play 2 FPS games. To start off with, let's have a look at Destiny 2. Okay, playing Destiny. Looks very nice for FPS game. It does look a little bit stretched, so when you do move side to side, you might get a bit of motion sickness. But to me, it looks very playable. Looks very nice. So let's have a try at this public event and see what we can do. Definitely harder to aim when you're moving. It does get very responsive, so maybe you do want to turn down the setting down just a little bit. As it does look stretched, it does not increase your field of view, so anyone who's playing on a standard normal 4K or 1080p screen, they'll still see whatever you see. It's just super stretched. You see the enemies do look a bit fat as they are stretched sideways, so it does look a little bit different. Gaming experience is okay, though I would still prefer playing on a standard normal 4K or 1080p screen. Something like this, it's probably better if you sit further back, as it look much better to the eyes. Because right now sitting it really close, it does starting to get a bit dizzy for me. Alright, the next FPS game we're going to test would be Call of Duty World War II, and see if that is a bit different to Destiny. As you can see, watching a cinematic is probably not the best experience, as most of the characters and people do look very stretched and very wide. It does not feel nice to the eyes at all. With something like Call of Duty that looks very fast paced, where lots of action is moving around anywhere, the screen does move a lot, and any subtle movements does make it look good to the eyes. Because of the very wide aspect ratio, characters do look so stretched that it can get very sickening for you. The camera shakes does make it look very bad on a super ultra wide monitor. It's so hard to see the enemies, I can't see any of them. No. So that is Call of Duty World War II. Now let's get into the more third-person shooter games. Hopefully maybe that is a better experience, because first person is more zoomed in, so it's more point of view. For third person it might be different, as third person you want to see as much of the field as you can. Let's try Horizon Zero Dawn, and hopefully that one gives us a better experience. So keep me company, swear they holding on my feet, but they not under me. The fumes on you, swear the smell is so lovely. And I will never sell my soul, but you could buy the lease. And don't believe in make believe, just make your ends meet. Say a weekend and the weekend, never stress a thing. And we gon' go another day when we don't disagree. And when the sun's shining, regardless if you do believe. Hey, celebrate, and in the morning when I see your face. Need you more when you go, I need you more every day. Keep a foot on the brake in case I lose all control. Yeah, so baby don't lose control. It's much more playable than Destiny or Call of Duty World War II, definitely. Though it is still stretched, because Horizon Zero Dawn is so fast paced as well. I wouldn't say it is a very enjoyable gaming experience. I would still definitely choose a 4K monitor or a 1080p monitor over the Samsung 49-inch, because it's much more playable, much more enjoyable, and looks much more better as well. Lastly, let's try Monster Hunter World, another third-person RPG game, and see how good this one does as well. Again, Monster Hunter Worlds, characters again look stretched, but hopefully the characters are small enough that we get more of the landscape and the background, so it'll be minimal and we should be able to play the game. For this game already, everything does look very stretched, especially moving around, since the frame rate isn't really smooth. It's very noticeable, but however, let's just try it. Let's get right into it. So let's hunt the monster. This is actually not bad. Like the word, you can still see them very clearly. Same as your potions that you want to use, your skills, the map, the words here, and also your character name and your health bar. The UI does look really nicely set out. As you can see, the monsters here does actually look okay, not too bad. Your character itself does look fat, stretched, and that's that. So again, not very enjoyable gaming experience. However, we've got one more game to test, and that is for you driving fans, car fans. We'll try the Gran Turismo Sport. Again, lots of people like to buy multiple monitors, up to 3 monitors, to have a driving simulator setup. Though I will be playing with a controller, as I do not have a wheel here with me. As you can see, this MX-5 car does look really stretched, but let's see how the driving experience is. And right now I can really see that it's definitely not good. So again, all in all, you should game on the PS4 Pro on the Samsung 49-inch monitor. No, I don't think any games, until games are optimized, when this aspect ratio starts to become very popular, then it'll probably be a good investment. But right now, if you want to game on the 49-inch monitor, I do not recommend. On the Switch, to make it a more pleasant gaming experience, we can reduce the scaling of the screen. The Switch has that feature where you can reduce the screen size, though that would sacrifice and make black borders around the screen. So as you can see, you go into settings, go down to TV output. The highest resolution it can support would be 1080p. So definitely the 1080p is stretched to ultra wide ratio. So to make the screen look better, you go to adjust screen size and you can reduce this all the way down to 80%. You do however sacrifice some of the screen, so it does look a little bit weirder, doesn't look as nice, but at least the characters do not look as stretched, so maybe you can game with it. So let's try with a few games and see if it's playable. Already I can see the image quality looks very much nicer. Doesn't look as stretched, but still there is that aspect ratio of 32 by 9. And next we try Mario Kart and see if that's much better, as it's a more fast-paced game. So let's see how this works out for that now. Alright, all in all, gaming on the Switch, probably not the best because it doesn't have the high resolution quality, as it only caps at 1080p. So still better to play your Switch on a standard normal monitor or 4K screen that's scaled up to 4K. They definitely do not play it, or not recommended to play it on a super ultra wide monitor just yet. Definitely PS4 would be better, but the Switch can be improved. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video and want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. And until then, see you guys next time.